Your state of consciousness is creating your entire reality. I'm Adrienne Grace. I am a manifestation coach and an intuitive, and today I want to talk about states of consciousness. Everything that you think is a state of consciousness. So when I say that, you might be thinking, what do you mean by a state of consciousness? So it could be a perspective or a thought or a belief that you have about something that's creating the way that you view the world. So for example, if you believe yourself to be a separate being, you're going to be living in a state of consciousness that you are separate from everything, that maybe you are a victim to the world, but everything, and it really is beliefs. What you believe to be true is then creating your state, your internal state of consciousness, and it's creating then in turn your reality. So oftentimes we're taught to believe things, and then we go through life and that belief just gets reaffirmed to us over and over again because it's that state that's creating it. So for example, we are taught from an early age this program of we're not there yet. And it's this destination addiction, right? That we think that there's some destination that we need to get to. And if you look around in our culture and in our society, this is a huge belief that perpetuates this endless cycle of chasing. And every marketing thing, every diet program, every coaching thing, everything is based off of this program of I'm not complete yet, I'm not there yet. Even if you had well-intending parents that told you things like, oh, you have so much potential, right? That actually is still saying you're not there yet. And so when you have that belief, it creates your state of consciousness, and then that is just what you will continuously see in the world, that you're not there yet, right? There's always going to be something else, something to chase. Maybe it's your body that you're trying to change. Maybe it's your bank account that you're trying to change, or your living situation, or your work situation, or whatever it is, that there's just this program that runs that you're not there yet, and that there's something to fix and heal. Now, I've talked about this in my other videos about how the fourth dimension of transformation can suck us in, and we can spend our whole lives in there. And so we think that we're awakened, but these subtle vibrations, these subtle beliefs and states are still pervading everything. And this is what happens in the manifestation world. I think a lot of times, especially with coaches, and actually I don't even want to call myself a coach anymore because I don't really believe that's what I am. I want to help people see the perfection in them and see that they're already whole and complete, and just be a guide for them to return back to themselves. That's a little sidebar there, but the entire coaching industry is kind of based off of this: you're not there yet, or you're not complete yet, or once you manifest the money, once you have the business, once you have the partner, then you'll be happy. And it's all, there's this thing that keeps us in this rat race of being out of the present moment, taking us out of the present moment and thinking that there's salvation in the future. And that's one of the biggest tricks that the mind can play, because there is no future. All we ever have is now. Yes, maybe you can think about the future, but you think about it in the present moment. And now having that relationship with the present moment of this isn't good enough makes us have a very adversarial relationship to life, right? Where you're just not fully accepting the present moment. You think that there's something better somewhere. And I know that I've felt this before. I mean, I've been on like luxury vacations. I remember one time I was on a vacation on a chartered yacht in the British Virgin Islands, and it was a beautiful vacation, but still had this like pervading sense of like antsiness and anxiety, right? And it was hard to even like settle in. And yes, like I was enjoying the vacation, but still it was a lot of drinking, and it was a lot of still like, okay, how do I enjoy this more? Maybe I got to do this, maybe I got to do that. And that's, I think, a underlying anxiousness, or these programs that are running unconsciously that again, create this adversarial relationship with the present moment. And so we're never fully at home in the present moment. Once we can be at home in the present moment and become friends with the present moment and have an opening and inviting relationship with it, it doesn't matter where you are. You can be on that chartered yacht, or you can be sitting at home on your couch and you love what is. So instead of being in the state of consciousness of I'm not there yet, just think, okay, I am there. Everything is perfect. Everything is in divine harmony and divine order. And if that is the case and everything is perfect, who and what am I? How can I proceed with my day from this place of wholeness, from this place of fullness, knowing that everything is wonderful? And now I understand that maybe that not everything is wonderful, right? That we obviously always have things going on in the world and in our lives that we have to deal with, but what if we looked at them as just like beautiful opportunities to learn more about ourselves? Because that's maybe what this is. Maybe this whole reason why we're here is just to learn more about ourselves in different ways. And I don't mean from a content standpoint of, oh, my name is Adrienne, I have this background, I live here. No, those are just all like mental concepts, but really that inner knowing and that inner essence of who we are and the frequencies that are creating us, right? So there could be some subtle frequencies that maybe are still running that are telling us that we're not there yet, or that we need something to make us happy. And so everything is popping up to kind of show us, oh, okay, that program, that state of consciousness is still running in me. And actually, I want to choose differently now. I want to choose to create from my wholeness. I want to choose to be present in the moment. I want to choose to be satiated by what is, whatever it is, whether it's sitting at home on the couch or being on a private yacht. And so these things are really subtle, but they really make a big difference. Another big thing in the spiritual and manifestation communities are that everything in life is a lesson. Now, if we believe that, then you're going to continue to attract to you lessons. It's kind of the same thing too about considering yourself resilient. If you consider yourself to be resilient, you're going to keep attracting to you things to be resilient about. What if you dropped that altogether? What if you it's not to say that life is going to be problem-free, because that's not possible, but what if you just thought of life as just an endless present moment that's continuously bringing new forms to you so that you can learn more about yourself? And it's actually to bring you into wholeness and to bring you more into compassion. I believe too that if we are all one, but we came down here to have an individualized experience, but it's to have compassion for every type of person. So maybe you chose a specific role. Maybe I chose to be a woman doing these things and, to be in finance and then quit my job and do this, to learn something about this viewpoint as a woman living in the world, right? Or maybe you choose to live in poverty. And that's the choice because you want to have compassion for somebody who's doing that. Now, we are powerful creators, so you can always opt out of whatever choice it is, whatever circumstance you're living currently. You can make another choice. Okay, I have the compassion. I've learned the compassion. I've learned what I needed to learn from this, and now I choose to have a different experience of wealth and abundance, right? But the more we push away our current circumstance, the more then we get entangled in it. So we want to be able to love both sides. We live in a dualistic universe. There is opposites to everything: up, down, in, out, black, white. And so there's always two sides to the coin. Oftentimes when we're trying to reach for something, it's because we want to avoid the negative. And this is another concept that I've talked a lot about in my videos, and I think it's a really powerful one. So I'll just use the concept of poverty and wealth. So oftentimes people are looking for wealth because they want to avoid the poverty. But as long as we're trying to push the poverty away and push away not having enough money, we get actually entangled right into it. And I think it's because the universe wants to bring us into this place of neutrality, this place of compassion for every side, and to see that every side is a valid viewpoint. So can you love having money struggles? Can you love being in poverty? And only then can you flip and change the option of what you're living in. So if you think about the things that you desire in your life, is it because you have a strong desire for them, because it would be a fun experience to have? Or are you trying to avoid the negative? Even wanting to manifest a partner is a great example of that. Are you just trying to avoid being alone? And so in that, you want to find somebody. Well, only when you can love and accept being alone can you then really have the love that you truly desire in your life. So how can we love both sides, both of these poles? And I think that that's actually what neutrality is. Neutrality is not that you're not picking a side, it's that actually you become indifferent to either side. Like you don't care which side of the coin that you're getting, right? Because you love them both equally. Now this is going to be a journey. It's not always an easy thing to do. I mean, there's a lot of things going on in the world today that maybe aren't ideal. But can we look at it and say like, okay, there's something to learn here. How does this situation make me feel? And really use it as a tool to turn into ourselves and to learn more about ourselves. If you're looking at this from like a non-dualistic perspective, we are all one, right? We're all coming from the one source. And everything in this universe is just a projection of me. Right? I'm just a projection of you. And so if that's true, I'm just here to help you remember something about yourself or learn something about yourself. So while watching a video like this, it's great to inquire with yourself, like, how is this making me feel? Is this making me feel empowered, or is this making me feel disempowered in some way? And I encourage you with any video that you watch to always check in with yourself. How does it make you feel? Don't just take the information. Don't just take what I'm saying and take it in and believe it. Always check in with yourself of, how does this make me feel? If it empowers you and makes you feel good, then wonderful. And if it doesn't, then don't even watch my videos, right? Or don't watch whatever videos that you're watching. And that's been a tough lesson for me to learn too, because a lot of times I like intellectually what the person is saying, but then I realized that actually on a level, it's like making me feel like I'm not good enough, right? That there's still something wrong that I need to change, and I need to fix, and I need to heal. And so then I had to be like, oh, actually, I don't want to listen to those videos. I don't want that thing coming into my life, because I want to come from a place of wholeness. And so I think always checking in with ourselves on how things make us feel is so important. When we can get to know ourselves on that really subtle level, on this like subtle frequency level, because we're not the contents of our mind, right? We're energetic beings. And when we can discern these subtle energies that are inside of us and all around us, that's when we can start really using our multisensory powers and changing our life based on that. Because again, we're perpetuating our state of consciousness. So if you're in a state of consciousness that says that you need to fix and heal and change, you're probably attracting a lot of videos to yourself that are that same thing about how you can fix and how where you are isn't enough. So how could you have this different relationship with the present moment, really accept it and honor it and love it, accept both sides of the polarity, and transcend it and just look at everything as a learning opportunity to get to know yourself on an even subtler and subtler level. I hope you enjoyed this video. I would love to hear your takeaways. Everything that I teach and talk about is just because I'm having fun talking about this. There are things that I'm learning, that I'm practicing in my own life, and I believe that we learn even more when we talk about it and teach others. So I would love to hear from you below, just where you are at in your journey and what you gleaned from this video and what you're learning in your life. I would be really excited to hear. And even if you want to make your own video and put the link to that below, we can help support each other in that way. So if you did like this, please make sure to hit like and subscribe. And I hope that I'm just wishing you lots of love on your journey to self-realization.